何でもない毎日を生きるみんなのために俺は俺の戦を続けてやらあ。血風すさぶ聖絶無残の儀式天覧聖杯戦争。競争たる平安の猛者たちが召喚された英霊7機の首をめぐり相争う。フェイトグランドオーダーコスモス・イン・ザ・ロストベルト地獄界マンダラ平安京ゴーライ一戦ゴールデン。
Hello everyone, welcome back for some more Let's Play Fate Grand Order. We're continuing through the Naraka Mandala Heian-Kyo. Well, no, Heian. People told me it's like Hei's and Heihachi. That makes a lot of sense. Heian-Kyo. Okay, gotta commit that to memory, which I'm real bad at. Anyways, Steel Diaries, which sounds like a PS1 JRPG that wouldn't be translated until some guy with a 90s anime profile picture would pick it up and just shadow drop it on twitter.com. Let's go. So we got some sabers and we got some assassins. I don't think we've seen much of your updated animations. You got updated animations, right? So we'll go with you, we'll go with you, we'll go with you, we'll go with you. Hey, look at that. The team is ready to go. I think I'll just stick with this, because yeah, this is working not too badly. I was trying to think of something, but no, I'm good. I'm good. Let's go. Bring the power of American science to ye olde Japan. So, I have tea beside me with honey in it, because if I'm going to be doing the Kintoki voice a lot, I may die. As the moon sets, the clouds part, revealing a clear sky beginning to lighten. Very nice. There's just something about her stories that really speaks to me. They make me feel like I'm a character in them myself, experiencing life in that palace. But I can't get behind using them for politics. That's just cruel of Lord Michinaga. Writers should be free to write what they want. I don't think people can really do their best work when it's just for themselves. I think that only happens when they're trying to live up to other people's hopes for them. And I'm sure it's no different for her either. I think she's putting everything she's got into her... I think she's putting everything she's got into writing more stories to make Lord Michinaga and Lady Shoshi happy. But then again, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Is that a snake sound? There are times when that is true and times when it is not. Stories, huh? Yep, an unfinished story. I know Karuko's journey isn't anywhere close to over, and I don't want to end it here and now. I want to make sure she's writing her best story right up to the very end. A story just for her, that only she can write. Is this, are these snake noises? You need not worry. The act of storytelling is very similar to the act of following one's dreams, finding inspiration in great poetry, and weaving one's own world. She will see it through to the end, I'm certain of it. Huh, really? You seem awfully well informed. Indeed I am. My own friends were great poets with similar inclinations. Who? Who are you? The city of Kyo, where monsters, evil spirits, and Oni run rampant. Of late, such foul creatures have been prowling around even the city's main roads. Now, something even stranger's been spotted walking Kyo streets at night. A great hulking beast that towers over the average person. Oh no, that's just Giant Baba. That's just Giant Baba. He's a cool guy. A steel monster. Wait, actually, never mind. This might be cool. Indeed, the metallic glint of the beast's body under the moon's... Oh, I know who that is. That's gonna be Babbage. Indeed, the metallic glint of the beast's body under the moon's pale rays resembled nothing so much as steel. Truly the beast with its eerily glowing red eyes, made for a terrifying sight as it wandered the deserted streets. The people of oh boy, I have to do his voice too. Frick, this is all the worst. The people of Kyo cowered in fear of this beast, convinced it would devour them if given the slightest chance. Even though no remains of the beast's meals, human or otherwise, were ever found. The end. Excerpt from a diary. Oh. I was probably reading that in the wrong voice. And there you have it. Lately, there have been a number of rumors about a steel monster supposedly walking the main roads at night. I remember seeing traditional Japanese monsters walking around, but... Indeed, I too am unsure what this means. No citizen of Kyo has actually seen the creatures themselves, yet the rumors continue to spread. Should it prove to be no more than a rumor, then we can cease our worrying. However, these rumors did begin only a few days ago, almost at the same time as the Imperial Holy Grail War. Yes, exactly. Steel, huh? So the thing's using steel to armor its entire body? If that's true, that's a hell of a thing. Steel's been used to make weapons since pretty much forever, even back in the Age of Gods with Susanoo no Mikoto. Even now, they say that the sword that was used to kill Orochi was made of steel, and it's being kept in a shrine somewhere now. Can we find that? I'm shocked Susanoo is not a servant. Like, honestly, maybe possibly Grandcaster material. Isn't Susanoo, like, Japan's King Arthur, kind of? In terms of using a sword and accomplishing like, an amazing feat, right? But that was then and this is now, and while I know a whole lot of things are different nowadays, I never heard of anything like that even as far as south as Hakata. Which basically means there's nothing like it in all Japan, or China for that matter. That's where I am right now. I'm guessing it's probably just a monster with tougher skin than usual. I mean, it's not like we're talking about the Setsu armor here. Eyes shining. Oh? You mean Golden Huge Bear? What's that? Oh, did I say something weird when I was talking to myself? Sorry about that. Didn't realize you were listening. I was just running my mouth figuring you would know what I was talking about. Anyway, just forget you heard that. That was, well, it's one of the Genji's most secret secrets, and I'll get in a heap of trouble if they find out and let an outsider know about it. Can we just say, yeah, we know, we saw it from the future. So please, just forget I said anything. Okay. Great. That's all I needed to hear. We heard you say armor of steel could not possibly exist. No more. Indeed, even several hundreds years from now, in the Age of War when I myself lived, steel armor was an extremely rare sight. I've never heard of such a thing being made in Japan. The only sets that existed were imported from foreign lands. Interesting. Interesting. So, because what year is Danzo from? Danzo is from when? Kato Danzo. Black Kite. Okay, for one, I've never seen her level 3 ascension. That's strong. That's strong. Let's see here. If we go to biography. So she's from the early Edo period. So that would have been... Early Edo was 1603 to 1867. Would be the final era of traditional government. Tokugawa Ieyasu's dynasty okay. So that is the Tokugawa period. So that means that, like, the Dynasty Warriors crew... Sorry, Samurai Warriors. They probably wouldn't... Well, no, I guess that's later. That's later. Interesting. I guess they wouldn't be wearing much steel armor, huh? Like China? No, like the countries in the South Sea. Countries in the South Sea? Uh-oh. Danzo no you'll cause a time paradox. Oh. So down in the South, there are actual countries out in the sea? I suppose that is technically what my phrasing suggests, but that is not generally what it is meant, no. I was actually talking about foreign lands from much farther away. Western lands, to be exact. It probably wouldn't help to say they're on the other side of the globe, huh? Huh? Nope, I don't get it. But wherever these places are, I guess not even Hakata trades with them. Anyway, make sure you chew your rice thoroughly, Tanner. Oh god, he knows me too well. Here's a real story for ya. When I was a kid, I would go to the dentist's office, and a lot. I mean, whatever, because I had braces and stuff, so I had to go in all the time to get braces redone and redone and redone. And one part of that was I would throw up a lot at the dentist. I have a very sensitive back of my throat, and him playing around back there and especially taking impressions would make me throw up. I was known as Upchuck Tanner when I was there. The dentist knew me well. He's a family friend. And he said, you couldn't do anything without making him throw up. And he actually told me that I was forbidden from eating Kraft dinner before going to the dentist's office. And the reason for this was I ate it too quickly and it went down whole, solid. So like mac and cheese, full noodles, just down, right? And when they came up, they were similarly whole. And he said there's been no more horrible a thing that he's seen than a kid throwing up full, whole macaroni noodles. And because of that, I was told, always chew your food and never eat Kraft dinner before going to the dentist. So when I hear this, it was also rice. I was told rice, you gotta chew it thoroughly. That's just something I remind myself of. You ain't touched your food in a while now. That ain't no way to show your appreciation to Lady Calico's servants for going out of their way to make rice for breakfast. Now go on, eat up, and make sure you savor every bite. Nom nom nom. That's more like it. Alright, Tanner, I got something to tell you. You just keep on eating while I do the talking, Kay? I want to talk about what we're going to do about the Imperial Holy Grail War. To be honest, I don't know what I should do. I got the marks on my hand, but I never got a heroic spirit of my own. Oh, interesting. After the few long days of waiting, I thought you might be my servant, but then you said you're not. Instead, you're a master who's got nothing to do with the Imperial Holy Grail War. Anyway, putting all that aside, after hearing everything your friends at Kalia had to say, I can't help but think this Imperial Holy Grail War thing don't pass the smell test. In fact, it reeks to high heaven of outright villainy. This Limbo guy, yeah? I always thought this ritual sounded pretty weird, but now I know it's this evil bastard's crazy scheme. A lot of things make sense. Your friend said to stop the ritual, right? Yeah, I'm true. I think that's the right idea. There's no point in warriors who've sworn to protect the country competing with each other like this. Well, I guess the Imperial Palace decided otherwise, but who cares? They're morons. Anyway, there you go. I ain't about to dance to some evil bastard's tune. Lord Kintoki. Whoa there, don't go falling for me now, you hear? I see you have a great sense of humor as well, Lord Kintoki. As I'm a puppet rather than a human being, I can assure you there's no need to worry about that. Got it. Did Lord Kintoki just avert his eyes from me a bit? Oh, Lord Kintoki. Yeah? Is there something I am lacking? If there is, please say so. Heroic spirits are supposed to be summoned in their prime, but I'm afraid I am still deeply flawed. Regrettably, it seems that even in my prime, my various functions were plagued by many defects. I have thought about it a great deal, but the fact remains that my functions are still imperfect. If I have done anything to offend you, I would ask that you please let me know. Right. Got it. Now, do you think it could maybe, swallow? Don't forget, Danzo, Kintoki's still at that innocent age. Oh, I see. Huh? Don't get me wrong, I think it's great how your outfit's built for, mobility. But when you get too close, it's a little hard to, you know, where to know where to look. Catch my drift? I see. Is that how it is? Well, that's how it is, yeah. So if you wouldn't mind giving me some space, I'd appreciate it. Oh, hey, you're all done eating, Tanner. All right, then. Now seems like a good time to tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm gonna stop this Imperial Holy Grail War and whatever this Limbo bastard's up to. So I want you to think of me as one of your trusted companions, just like the rest of your team. Oh, thanks, Kintoki. Sounds good. Right on. I, too, am glad to have you on our team. Alright, next, we gotta figure out how it is we're gonna do that, right? Well, I'm thinking the fastest way to do it is to take down that Limbo scumbag since he's behind it all. You don't know where he is, do ya? No, I'm afraid not. We do think he must be somewhere here in Heian-Kyo. Ooh, Heian-Kyo. Gotta get that. But even that is no more than a hunch. Hey, nothing wrong with hunches. In my experience, they're right more often than not. Besides, it's not like we don't have any clues at all to go on, right? What do you say this Limbo guy's other name was? Ashidomen, though not the one originally living during this time. That's it. Lord Ashidomen. He's the Omnioji running the whole Omnio Bureau in Lord Samy's absence. He's about as high up as higher-ups come. Rumor even has it that he's got, that the Minister of the Left's Rumor even has it that even the Minister of the Left's keener to listen to him than to Lord Samy now. Danzo, I got a question for you. Yes? Would you recognize this guy if you saw him? Yes, I would. Limbo and I have our own history of sorts, so I am certain I could tell at a glance whether this Asha Domin is the original one living from this time or Limbo. Well, then let's go find out which one he is. Hell yeah! Alright, next thought. We're smack in the middle of the Imperial Holy Grail War, yeah? And since it's this crazy huge ritual that requires every Omnioji in the Bureau working to pull it off, all of those folks gonna have to hunker down in the safest part of the city. So I'm thinking if Lord Domin's gonna be anywhere, it'll be the Imperial Palace. Back when I was gathering information, I took a look at the Imperial Palace at the end of Suzaku Avenue. Even though it's being rebuilt after a fire burned parts of it down, it has a strong, temple-like level-bounded field, better than top-rate mage workshops. In fact, it could well even be stronger than that, and I'm just not knowledgeable enough to see it. Well, I guess sneaking in's out of the question. Yes, I believe so. The only way we're getting in there is through the front door, and with a damn good reason. Huh? Good morning, everyone. Oh my, I see you have all polished off your breakfasts. Would you care for another serving of rice? It wouldn't take any time at all to prepare. Well, yeah, thanks, Lady Karuko. I'm sorry, I'm not used to hearing men speak at such a volume. So then, you would like seconds, yes? And very much so from the sound of it? Very well, coming right up. The servants will be thrilled to know you enjoy their cooking so much. Huh? Oh yeah, seconds would be great, thanks. And while we're at it, we've got another favor to ask you too, Lady Karuko. Oh yes, by all means. Anything for honored guests. Indeed, you're all free to stay as long as you like. And if you have any special requests, I will gladly do whatever I can to grant them. I knew the daughter of Lord Fujiwara no Tamitoki would hear us out. You proper nobles really know your manners. I hate to take advantage of that generous nature of yours, but it's for the greater good. Lady Karuko, we do have a request to make of you, a big one. Keep it down, Kintoki. Oh, right. Sorry. Lord Kintoki, what were you thinking making Lady Karuko cower in fear not only once but twice? Well, it's not like I was trying to scare her. Sorry about that, Lady Karuko. See, the truth is... Let's see. You wish to visit the Imperial Palace? I see. Well, I'm sure I already know this as a warrior of the Genji. I feel I must remind you that the Imperial Palace is home to His Imperial Highness, the Emperor. Only the highest-ranked officials may enter, and only for the purpose of discussing political decisions that affect all of Japan. The only exceptions are those who serve the Emperor or Empress personally, such as myself, as I am one of Lady Shoshi's ladies-in-waiting. One cannot simply walk in as they like. But, of course, you knew that when you made your request, didn't you? Please, I'm begging you here. Oh, he's doing the full Dogeza. Oh, my Lord Kintoki, please stop that. There's no need for you to bury your face in the floor. Dogeza, I've never seen a warrior of Lord Kintoki's caliber lower himself like this. Hey, look at me. I'm a frickin' weeb. I called that ahead of time. Please, we need your help. I promise we won't ever make any trouble for you. Well, I mean, not more than we're making now. As long as it doesn't get back to the main Genji house. You can even use my name if you want. We just want to talk to Lord Asha Domin in the palace. I'm going to be honest, my nose is running like a damn faucet right now, which is also why some of my reading is slightly off, because I literally, it's rough. So, here we go. I'm going to just step away for a sec. Okay, whew, man. Sometimes blowing your nose just was like the best thing in the world. You feel free now, right? Anyways, we just want to talk to Lord Asha Domin in the palace. So please, Karuko, help us out. Lord Kintoki. Well, there may be a way. If I use your name when I ask Lord Michinaga, he may be willing to let you in. Still, I already owe Lord Michinaga many favors, and am a little reluctant to be deeper in his debt. Well, I don't want to ask you to do anything you're not comfortable with, Lady Karuko. If you can't help us, that's okay. We'll just lay low here until we come up with something else. Well, I guess we'll be making trouble for you either way, but...
Yes, that's true, isn't it? Alright, I understand. I understand very well now. At this point, owing Lord Michinaga a few more favors won't change anything, so I'll figure something out.
Okay. Wait, hang on. I ain't hearing things, right? Karuko just said she'd figure something out, yeah?
Why the sudden change of heart, Karuko? I was a little uncertain of what to do since it was such a big request, but I'm not uncertain anymore. That's all. So I am uncertain how helpful I can be. I will do my best.
Awesome. Thanks, Karuko.
Thank you, Lady Karuko. We are in your debt.
Thanks, Karuko.
You're welcome. At any rate, I will do everything in my power to get you inside the palace, but I'm still not certain Lord Michinaga will allow it. So if I'm unable to make that happen, I hope you can forgive me.
Oh, I don't know. I think you've got a pretty good shot. You're not just any lady in waiting after all, you're the Murasaki Shikibu. I'm sure the Minister of the Left remembers who you are. I mean, from what I've heard, everyone in the whole palace reads your stories.
Ah, you're still in the middle of writing the tale of Genji, huh? Yes, that's right. Don't tell me. You've read it, haven't you? No, wait, I'd love to know what you think. I mean, I'd really love to know what you think, but if you say anything I'm not ready to hear, I don't know what I'll... Never mind that. You need permission to enter the palace, right? Then leave it to me. I'll, do the very best I can to get you in. It seems that authors have, various difficulties of their own.
Sure looks that way. I can't even imagine what it's like for them. Of course, it's my first time meeting a storytelling genius. Writing stories is basically like looking in on entire lives unfolding in completely different places and describing them one word at a time, yeah? Well, that's a whole different story from just recording some noble's accomplishments or rumors about some warrior. It ain't at all like keeping a diary either. I think it was Kyoko who said writers pick and choose whatever they like from real events, rumors, journals, dreams, and so on. And then they weave all those different elements together into a single story. So if you start with just words, and when you're done you got a vision of a whole other world different from the one we live in. Man, I bet both reading and writing things like that has got to be a ton of fun. Shame I can't read. Never learned.
Thank you for waiting. Lord Michinaga has agreed to grant you entry into the palace tomorrow morning, though only briefly. Now come, we must leave right away.
Well, that's great, Karuko. Thanks a ton. Come on, Tanner. I know you're sleepy, but it's time to get going.
Okay, here I come. I was just taking a quick nap.
Here, Master. I brought you a damp towel. Perhaps it will help you wake up. Wipes my face with it.
Feel more awake now? I know it's been a while since we had dinner, and you must be pretty tired, but you just have to suck it up. Anyway, I gotta say, it was pretty smart of you to get us right in around daybreak, Karuko.
I'm sorry it took so long for my messengers to obtain the necessary permissions. Still, if we take a carriage right now, we should arrive at the palace shortly before the gates open.
I didn't know the palace opened up so early.
Oh, well, this is actually a special exception. Since it's a matter that needs to be kept quiet from the main Genji house, the Minister of the Left thought you should come when you were unlikely to see any palace outsiders.
Wow. That's a voice line, technically. I was thinking, Lady Karuko, and good, because I can't whistle. Of course, I expect we'll still have some waiting around to do once we get there. But hey, that means we ought to get to see Lord Doman first thing in the morning, right?
Yes, that's true.
You hear that, Tanner?
I'm fine, I'm not sleepy. I can do this. Right, Master.
She doesn't know I'm lying. I'm mad sleepy. Never thought we'd get to ride in a carriage. Is this normal?
No, not at all. Typically, carriages are only for nobility. Normally, it would be unthinkable for a shinobi like myself to so much as set foot in one. This is so exciting. I cannot believe I got to ride in a carriage not once, but twice.
Karuko? Something wrong? What's up?
Oh, no, it's just, well... Master, I'm detecting vicious magical energy signals outside the carriage. There are monsters afoot. But don't worry, Lord Samy's spell should keep them away from us. We will just have to go around them, that's all.
Too much trouble. Come on, boss. I bet seeing little Ashigara Sumo will wake you right up. Lady Cowgirl, you and your servants can sit back and enjoy the show, too. Sure, we don't have any time to waste.
Right. Hostiles confirmed. Moving to eradicate now, Master.
Let's do this. That was a lot of story, which is fine, because that's what we're here for, right? I know there's people who they'd play this and they'd be like, oh, it just keeps going on and on. I'm like, no, we're kind of playing for the story. That's the big thing. I mean, I get it if you prefer the gameplay, but I don't. Alright, just 5 of these boys? Okay. Are you a single target? I think you... No, it's all. Medium chance to inflict death. Cool. Sick. Let's start with you. You know what? Let's go 1, 2, and then this to hit them all. Get some meter. Get some meter. We did see his update. Yeah, we did. I remember. That was a good number of... Was there more than... That looked like death appeared more than once, but... Maybe I was wrong. Hey, don't mind if I do on these guys then. So let's go with... Tesla Coil. And let's go with... That's just a little increase. We can go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's get some big gains. That truly is an improved one. Like, 100%. Having that appear with the tower and stuff, like, yeah. That's a much improved version of it. Oh, we can pop another. Go like that. We can go... because that won't kill. Or we can go 1, 2, 3, and then you'll get some more there. Sure, we'll go with this. Why not? We'll go with this for attack up, and then buff his other one. Yeah. Okay. System Kuranos 2. Nice, and you'll get a bunch. Okay. Not that we even really need it at this point, but let's see. How much do you get? Not a ton. We'll just go... you could probably kill here. You're strong. Good stuff. There we go. I've definitely come around to this design. I at first was a bit like, I don't love this design, but this design I'm definitely looking at now, and I'm like, nah, it's pretty sick. The swords that are almost like a throne behind. Even the little crown, I think I like more than on regular Saber. I still don't like it. I still think it's tacky, but it's better. Now we got to deal with the same thing, but also we got those. So, maybe for hits and shiggles, let's go with, sure, some Musashi. And we'll switch you off for Saba. Cool. Well, let's do this. This is going to be another battle right away. We're going to do round 2 versus them. Looks like it. I kind of knew that's what... It seems to be doing this, where they'll do one round, and then you do another round, and then after that you get the story. It's not a bad way to do it. You go into, like, battle mode for a bit, and then you go back into regular mode, right? Alright, so... just a regular battle here. Let's go 1, 2... I'm just thinking here what would be smartest. We can get yours pretty quickly here, but I don't want to pop this just yet. You know what? Let's go... Let's just do this for now. And if you get hit once, you'll get yours. Robe of Sticky String? What is that do? Decrease in attack when sustaining attacks. That's not good. Good thing that we can get kill buffs on you pretty easily. So we're gonna go with... We'll just do this for now to kill you. Is it only one? Oh, it's only one. Okay, I was expecting it on every hit. That's way less of a problem. That is so much less worrying. If it was truly every single hit would do it, then that would be a problem. I was gonna say, you better kill. Okay, so, we'll just pop this for now, do a combo, that'll protect us, and then we save our meters for the next one. Okay. Okay, that just didn't do it, but then we'll... Oh, cool. Didn't even have an effect. Nice. Very good. We'll go like this. There we go. Alright. What are we dealing with for our second one? Second verse, same as the first verse, which is fair. We'll do an attack up. We'll do Buster up. So we'll go 1, 2. This does extra damage, right? Increase attack, yeah. You know what? Now let's just do this, because I don't think we'll need another one. In fact, we can go overcharge for you if we really wanted. Sure. Yours is blue, right? Yeah. So let's pop this. Wait, does this do... normal arts attacks, so no, wouldn't do any buffs there. Critical strength, don't need that. Okay. Last thing we can do is let's get some stars. So we'll go 1, 2, and then that's 70 layers. Should be good. Okay. How much? Oh, just big rips. Nice. Well, no wonder. You're level 102, I just realized. That's a lot. That's a lot more than normal. Trying to explain to my coworker who's just getting into FGO. He asked... Well, it's funny because he's getting into FGO and I'm getting into Genshin, and we're, like, opposite for that. I've talked about him a bit. And he's like, I see some people with, like, level 102 servants. How do you get that? I'm like, don't worry about it. You won't be getting that for a long time. I'm amazed we made it to the palace without having to take a single detour. That was truly an impressive performance. I still can't quite believe you defeated all those monsters so easily. Hey, it's daylight now. That's a weight off our shoulders. Now I'm feeling sleepy. How silly. Were you not the one saying fighting would wake us all up? Is this sort of thing common around here? Yes, we do tend to see a lot of monsters in the middle of night or right before dawn. Yeah, those things really prefer darkness. They almost never show their faces when the sun's out. And the guns are out. The only thing you gotta worry about during the day is Oni. That truly does sound nightmarish. I had no idea Heian-Kyo was such a dangerous place. Be that as it may, Kyo is still the most prosperous city in all Japan. Indeed, I dare say it'd be impossible for any other town to surpass its scale. Ooh, do we tell her about Tokyo? Even the town of Hakata-Otsu, which serves as Japan's key port of trade with China, is still a far cry from Kyo's size. And yet, despite that... Well, we still gotta deal with monsters. But hey, what you gonna do? Heian-Kyo wouldn't be what it is today if we hadn't... Ooh... if it hadn't been for the great Sei Taishogun. This great Sei Taishogun, Sakinoue no Tamura Mauro. Stop. And all the other warriors who fought and died to claim victory here. And of course, when you got winners, you also got losers. So what happened to the losers? Maybe they all die off. Maybe they head out to the fields and mountains and spend the rest of their days nursing a real bad grudge. Kind that lasts for generations. When they die like that, they probably come back to haunt people they see as responsible for their fate. And it wouldn't be any surprise if their grudge caused them to turn into Oni or Tsuchigumo while they were still alive.
Well, that does sound like a really bad grudge.
Lord Kintoki? Just kidding. Everyone that lost the war really did turn into monsters, society as we know will be wiped out long ago. So no, I don't think that's where all the Oni and Tsuchigumo come from, just some of them. I wonder which side Oitakamaru came down on, and whether he changed his mind after Lord Tamuramaru beat him. And then there's his wife, Lady Suzuka Gozen. We know her. Some people say she was an Oni herself, or maybe the daughter of the Demon King, but who knows? Maybe she was just a really tough warrior from a powerful family. One without any horns or flame breath.
Yeah, no, she has those.
Not that we'll ever know now, of course. Anyways, some of the losers who nursed a hell of a grudge gave themselves over to darkness.
And even now they threaten Kyo during the night.
You got it.
Here we are, everyone. We've arrived at the Imperial Palace. Then if you'll excuse me. Lady Donjo was just here. I don't see her anywhere, though. Is she still in the carriage? No, she's not. That's strange.
Maybe she got off before us.
I could have sworn I saw her here. I even thought I heard her voice. But if you're sure, well, I suppose it must have been my imagination. Perhaps it's because I didn't sleep last night. Oh, that certainly won't do now. I need to be clear-headed on my best behavior here. No, not just me. That goes for all of you, too. Remember, the palace does not tolerate any rudeness whatsoever. So please, make sure you take extra care with how you speak and conduct yourselves.
I'm shirtless right now. Is that okay?
Is that clear?
Of course. Got it. No, wait, I mean... I am aware, Lady Karuko. Rest assured, I, Ikweri Sakata Kintoki of the Genji clan, have matters well in hand.
Please be sure that you do. One transgression will see us all lose our heads, myself included. Alright, let us be on our way. We're gonna have the transis aggressions. Lord Ashidoman, the current head Omnioji. I have indeed heard rumors that he is somewhere inside the Imperial Palace. He would not usually be here this early, but apparently he's in the middle of performing a crucial ritual with the rest of the Omnio Bureau. So, he is at the palace day and night for the time being. I do not, however, know exactly where to find him within the palace. All I can do is show you around while no one else is around. Whatever you do, please make absolute sure you do not go anywhere the Emperor or Lady Shoshi may be.
Understood.
Understood. Good. Then please continue this way. Although Lady Shoshi's father, Lord Michinaga, has taken up residence in the palace, we should not have to worry about running into him at this time of day. So please, do not worry about that.
Got it. Oh, whoa there. Hold up, Lady Karuko. There's someone headed this way. Whoever it is, they've got a real glamorous air about them. Could they be a lady-in-waiting or...
Oh! Interesting. Oh. Well, hello there. What a surprise to see others up and about at this hour. You're one of Lady Shoshi's ladies-in-waiting, aren't you? Murasaki something, wasn't it? Is that one of her ascensions? Tamamo no Mai. Is it? Because for some reason it looks different. Does she normally have the glowing tails? Have I just never noticed? Oh, she totally has this. And the tails even glow. Yeah, okay. I just never noticed. Good morning, Lady Takako. My name is Fujiwara no Kauko. I am also known as Murasaki Shikibu. That's it, Murasaki Shikibu. I've been reading your stories for a long time now.
Is that Tamamo?
Yes? I'm sorry, but who might you be?
Oh, right. Where are my manners? I'm Sakata Kintoki of the Genji family. We've come to see Lord Doman about an important matter.
Well, how very polite of you. I suppose this must be your first time seeing me in this form?
Huh?
You mean you don't remember? Come now, think back to when you first came down from that mountain in the Sagami. Oh, but then again, you were so young that maybe you couldn't tell your foxes from your tanuki back then. I do beg your pardon.
Not at all.
We do appreciate everything you do for the city of Kyo, Lord Sakata Kintoki. As for the, young man with the dark hair, I couldn't help but notice you seem rather transfixed with me. Have we met somewhere before? If we have, I'm afraid I can't remember. I am Takako, one of the Emperor's concubines. I definitely will not ruin the nation. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
That face, those ears, those tails.
I'm sorry.
What is it, Tanner? Cat got your tongue or something? No, not cat. Tamamo no Mai. Ha! Oh, I gotcha. It wasn't a cat. It was the pretty noble lady. Sorry about that, Lady Takako. I hope you can forgive my young friend here. He kind of freezes up when he sees some mega milkers.
I see. Yes, that's quite all right. My milkers are quite mega. You certainly are a straightforward one, aren't you? You there. You can see, can't you? How strange. My illusions are perfect. No one but Lord Samy should be able to see my tails or the ears atop my head. No matter how gifted you may be, this should be entirely possible. And yet you saw through my illusion like it was nothing. Are you sure we haven't met somewhere before? If you and I have already a connection of some kind, that would be a different story.
Technically, we've definitely never met before. Oh man, this is really hard to explain.
Oh my, I see. Then we do have a connection of sorts. Still, it seems you aren't here for me, so you truly are here to see Lord Doman? Well then, that's quite all right. I'm happy to keep my nose out of your affairs. So I do hope you'll return the favor and keep my little secret. Do we have an understanding?
Uh-huh.
Good. Then do take care, won't you? For I'm told Oni and vengeful spirits have taken to prowling, even within the palace walls of late.
Whew. I don't know what it is, but there was something about her that made my blood run cold. Me, Kaido Maru of Ashigara. I guess this means she's more fearsome than the giant bears on Ashigara. Man, this stuff's exactly why I don't understand women, and I'm also afraid of their milkers. Though different type of afraid than you, Tanner.
Oh, you all right, Lord Tanner? You seem like you were discussing something very private. I've never exchanged more than a few pleasantries with Lady Takako myself.
I'm okay, thanks. Yeah? Well, I don't know what that was all about either, but, excuse me, please. Huh? I didn't sense his approach. How the hell did he get behind Tanner without me noticing?
Hello there. I do beg your pardon. Could I have a moment of your time, young man? I couldn't help but notice the many impurities circling around about your head. It may have something to do with your unusual manner of dress, but no matter, please remain still.
What did you do to me?
Exorcising evil spirits, huh? And you did it so easily without needing to light any sacred fire. Pretty clear why they say you're one of the best Myoji we've had in ages.
There we go. That should do it. Have you run into any creatures of the night lately? Well, that won't do it all. You nearly brought the impurities with you into the palace. But that's all right. Now that I've exorcised them, we have nothing to worry about.
Ashia Doman?
Yes, that is me.
Oh my goodness, I'm so terribly sorry. Though I have been fortunate enough to study under Lord Samy, I had no idea some residual anger from the monstrosities that roam Kyo at night were still clinging at you. I do hope you can forgive me, Lord Tanner.
Well, then you mean... Did you just help me?
It is good to see you again, Lady Karuko. I mean, Lady Murasaki Shikibu, and you, Lord Sakata Kintoki. As for you, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Indeed, my name is Ashidome, and I'm but a humble Omnyoji. What with the great Lord Abe no Samy absent, I, along with all the capable Omnyoji at the Omnyoji Bureau, have been attempting to fill his shoes. as it is my task to protect the Imperial Palace, albeit in a matter wholly separate from our valiant warriors, I was duty-bound to do something about the impurities I saw clinging to you, however minor.
I'm Tanner.
Goodness me. It seems you're not overly fond of me. Perhaps I shouldn't have been so hasty in stepping in to exercise you. I'm afraid I don't understand why it is you're so wary of me. But it's quite all right. I am but a humble Omnyoji, after all. I am well aware that Lord Abe no Seimei has the love of the people in a way I never will. Indeed, the public seem to view me as something of a villain, so do not worry, I'm accustomed to such dislike.
It's not about public opinion.
Oh? Then may I ask how you already know about me? Surely you couldn't have heard anything from the missing Lord Seimei.
Donzo, I've been doing my best to let him blab on without cutting him off, but I can't wait any longer. Is this the bastard you guys are telling me about? Is this our limbo guy right here?
Right. Master Lord Kintoki, forgive me for remaining hidden while I speak. This man here does indeed look exactly like Limbo. However, I cannot sense any of Limbo's unmistakable malice from him. In fact, I sense nothing evil about him at all. It is almost as if the very type of magical energy used is completely different from Limbo.
Oh, is that so? Then this guy and Limbo must be different people. This is great, Donzo, just knowing that's a big help.
Lord Kintoki, do I perhaps have something on my face?
No, you don't. We just wanted to see you to check up on something, and we have. We're all good now. If my friend there can't seem to stop shuddering, well, it's probably because he's never met an Omnyoji before. Can't blame him, really, since he's from real far away.
Oh, I see. Do you mean like Sagami or somewhere thereabouts?
Something like that.
What's all this commotion?
Oh, frick, actually.
Where do you think you are, Doman? Have you forgotten that you stand in the Emperor's palace?
Lord Michinaga.
Oh, Karuko, it's you. And you're Kaido Maru of the Genji clan. I don't recognize you. Who are you?
I'm peeing myself currently. I think that is our Doman, and he's just masking his stuff in a certain way. He's got some crazy magic that's stopping it from affecting from him. I'm sure. The palace played host to unusual guests today. The palace is the highest political institution in all of Japan, where the emperor himself resides. Not even warriors of the acclaimed Genji clan or those who serve Lord Michinaga himself could easily gain entry. And yet, in spite of all that, this young warrior and his companions said they wished to visit. Their reason? To meet with Lord Ashia Doman, the Omnyoji currently serving in Lord Abe no Seimei's stead. Along with this man, who has always seemed vaguely unsettling to me despite his soft demeanor. Fortunately, the young warriors were successful. Their business now concluded, I thought they would turn around and leave right away. But as luck would have it, it was then that none other than Lord Michinaga, the Minister of the Left and the Emperor's father-in-law, should appear. I was so shocked I feared my heart might leap out of my mouth. Who is this speaking? The end. Excerpt from a diary. Whose diary is it? Oh, is this Karuko's diary? Is that what it is? I think it might be. Glad to see you in good health, Minister of the Left. This young man here is my apprentice. I expect he will one day be equal to even the 4 heavenly kings. You're not wrong. I kind of own half of them already. I'm responsible for bringing him here, so I beg you, please be lenient with him.
Lord Michinaga, these are the 2 visitors I told you about the other...
Silence, Karuko. I'm speaking with Kaido Maru right now.
Yes, Lord Michinaga, forgive me.
Now, you there, boy, let me take a good look at you. Okay. Oh, how odd. It seems you are truly unafraid, even in the presence of the Minister of the Left. I see, so you are one of the Genji's up-and-coming warriors? Kaido Maru never mentioned that. If you had shown the slightest sign of fear, I would have declared you an interloper and lopped your head off where you stand. But, seems you're made of stern stuff indeed. Perhaps you've encountered a great malicious spirit before? If you have, yet you retain your sanity, that would mean you must be a kind with Raiko and Kaidomaru there. Wouldn't you agree, Kaidomaru?
I would.
Well, such monstrous bloodlines have no place in the nobility. They can be quite useful in warriors, as Mitsunaka has demonstrated. You may raise your head, warrior of Ashigara. I will not reproach you for this transgression.
Thank you, Lord
Now, why have you done it? You said you had a reason for this? Very well, tell me what it is.
Yes, sir. Oh boy, now what do? Just our luck to run into the Minister of the Left like this. And in front of Lord Doman, no less. So, what do? If I mess up here, all our heads will roll for sure. Well, Sakata Kintoki, this will be a good challenge in its own right. Alright, time to steel myself. I'm just gonna have to make him understand what's at stake.
Kaidomaru, I know you are not a frequent visitor to the palace, and especially not at this early hour. I also heard from Karuko that you wished for an audience with this Nyoji. Why is that? Tell me why you have done this, Kaidomaru.
It's the Imperial Holy Grail War. All those claims about the Imperial Holy Grail War bringing Kyo 1,000 years of peace are a pack of lies.
Oh?
The Imperial Holy Grail War's true aims are pure malice. We believe it is all a villain's scheme, that it will lead to a great uprising that threatens the peace of the entire city of Kyo. So please, Lord Minister of the Left, we beg of you, please reconsider going ahead with the Imperial Holy Grail War.
A villain's scheme? But Lord Samy himself detailed the workings of this ritual in the letter he sent me. A villain's scheme that will lead to a great uprising. Of all the things I thought you might say. Have you forgotten, Kaidomaru? This contest was Samy's own proposal. I understand how an innocent youth of the mountains to the east may not fully grasp the weight of the words of the greatest Onmyoji of our time hold, but that is no excuse not to think before you speak. Remember, Kyo is already beset by constant threats to its peace. While it would be easy to dismiss this Imperial Holy Grail War as something not to be trusted, if true, the 1,000 years of peace we stand to gain in exchange for the lives of a few foreign sorcerers is a most worthy prize. And if it should prove to be false, then we shall be no worse off than we are now. Am I wrong, Kaidomaru?
But Lord Minister of the Left, I'm told that we only know about this ritual from... Oh, the hell with it. Come on, Minister, how do we even know this letter even came from Lord Samy? For all we know, it could just as easily be a fake. Don't you see how damn fishy this all is? Come on, Minister. It's gotta be some kind of villain's plan.
Lord Kintoki, stop, please. You mustn't speak to Lord Michinaga in such a coarse manner.
Sorry about that. I mean, forgive me, Lord Minister of the Left. But I meant every word I said. Please at least believe me about that.
You've certainly never been this insistent about anything before, Kaidomaru. I can also see that you are by no means an experienced liar. You say a villain is behind this. Tell me more.
Well, what do you know? You're a lot more reasonable than I thought, Michinaga.
Lord Kintoki?
A man called Limbo.
Oh,
I'm positive he's the one behind the Imperial Holy Grail War.
go on.
I don't trust this feller. I don't.
Do you believe this to be the scheme of a villain from another world, do you? Fascinating. Indeed, we do know there are worlds beyond Japan and China, as evidenced by the different casters from different lands we've already seen. And it does stand to reason that not every person from these other worlds would be kind and pure of heart. So I can see the logic behind your claims. However, everything about the letter we received, from the crest on its seal to the strokes of its writing, matches Samy's other letters. Isn't that right, Doman?
Yes, Lord Minister, I'm certain of it.
I still don't trust that Doman guy, but if Donzo says it ain't him, I'll just have to trust that it ain't. Besides, accusing him of being Limbo now won't get us anywhere. Gotta bite my lip.
Is something wrong?
No. Furthermore, you have no evidence to verify your claims. It is one thing to make claims about this Limbo person being behind it all, but as of now, we only have your word.
and we cannot halt the Imperial Holy Grail War on your word alone.
Damn it. I should have seen that coming. Of course that's how this was gonna go when we had no plan for things to go like they have. Right now, the only proof we got is Tanner and the rest of Chaldean's word. I believe him. I'm already totally on board, but of course Lord Michinaga isn't gonna go for it. Especially when he doesn't have the same bad feeling about all this I got. So now what do we do?
However, I am a reasonable man. If you claim that the Imperial Holy Grail is in fact... Imperial Holy Grail War... Kind of slurred my words there. Is in fact a wicked scheme that must be stopped, then bring me proof.
Huh? Michinaga.
Don't forget the Lord. Watch your tongue, Kaitamaru. Now, as I was saying, you may either bring me proof that this is all some wicked scheme, or if all the masters remaining in the Imperial Holy Grail War were to refuse to compete, that would effectively halt the ritual as well. Lord Michinaga, that would... Am I wrong? No, it would indeed be impossible to complete the ritual if the masters refused to participate. As I thought, And those are not the only ways. If the Genji clan, the protectors of our city, were to determine that the Imperial Holy Grail War is indeed evil, I would certainly be willing to believe them. There are few tasks more important than protecting the city where the Emperor resides. So if the clan charged with that task were to abandon this ritual in favor of protecting the city, I would certainly have no grounds to object. How does that sound?
Yeah, you really are a reasonable guy, Michinaga. Huh? Oh, this aura.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's you! Brother Suna, brother.
I overheard your discussion. My apologies. I never thought we would both ask to enter the palace, Kintoki, let alone do so at the same time. Unfortunately for him, Lord Minister of the Left, your proposal will not be possible. I am both a master in the Imperial Holy Grail War, and a member of the Genji clan, which means neither of your conditions can be met. For I am devoted to seeing the Imperial Holy Grail War through to completion. If it isn't Suna, the warrior of Genji, entrusted with the prize Higekiri, it seems as though you have your work cut out for you, Kintoki.
Suna.
Kintoki. No, that's the wrong voice. Kintoki. I told you I would have you show me your left hand the next time we met.
Did you now?
If we were not in the Imperial Palace right now, Equiri, which is a word I've never heard of before this day, I would take a look right now and cut you down where you stand. However, seems the terrain advantage lies with you now. So you've made me go back on my word. It would seem that here, at least, you are the superior fighter.
Well, thanks. That's awful nice of you.
Just everyone's making noises, and we're just like, yeah, both of you cut it out. Come on, stop that. Oh, brave, powerful Genji warriors, please. Please, no further. This is the Imperial Palace. You simply cannot fight here. Oh, I beg you, do stay your blades. That's a face of an evil man. That's not a face of a good guy. There's no way he's not Limbo. He's a baddie. He's a real bad man. It is what it is. It's rather happy music for what just happened. I guess this is neutral music, more like it.
So, there we have it. We might not be any close to finding Limbo, but at least now we know that he and Lord Doman are different people. And the Minister left even gave us a chance to stop the whole Imperial Holy Grail War. I'd say we got luckier than we could have hoped for. All we gotta do now is either get the Genji clan or the other masters to wash their hands of it. So, what's our next move?
Well, Lord Watanabe no Suna does pose a major threat. If we put him aside for now, I believe our best option would be to find 3 remaining pairs of masters and servants. Unless it'd be easier to convince a majority of the Genji clan to denounce the Imperial Holy Grail War instead.
Nah, you're right. Boss Raiko ain't gonna be much help right now, so, sorry about that.
Let's try to just start talking to people, find out what we can.
Right on. Gotcha. Man, you don't waste a second, do ya? I like it. You always remind me of the Imperial officers. Used to poking around unfamiliar places or something, Tanner?
You could say that. I have to make sure I don't fall behind. Well, I wouldn't say I'm used to it exactly, just doing what has to be done. You got that right. Okay, then let's go see what the hot gossip is.
The city is much livelier now than it was at night. The difference is truly, well, night and day. I suppose I should have expected as much. No, truly. This is what it should be like all the time.
Pretty much. Come to think of it, you two still haven't seen what it's like during the day, huh? Guess that makes sense since we had to stay inside Karuka's house all day yesterday.
Hey, it's Kintoki. Oh, Kyo child. Oh, are you the trauma child of this main story chapter? You gotta get them in there somewhere. I knew it was you. Hi, Kintoki.
Oh, if it isn't Kaido of Sagami. Have you grown? Have you been bigger since I last saw you? Tell me, does the leader of the Genji know you're going around town with such a lovely lady?
Here, Kintoki, have some mochi. Don't worry, it's my treat.
Oh, hey, this is great. We don't even have to go around looking for people to talk to. They're coming to us. That'll save us some time. Hey, everyone. Hear about anything weird happening lately?
Huh?
Are we talking about nighttime or daytime? Better be day. What with all the monsters who come out at night?
We haven't seen the Tengu much lately. The Tengu, are you saying singular or is that plural? The only weird thing I can think of is that Oni, the one from Mount Oe.
What, her? Oh, she's no big deal. The Genji are around to handle that, exactly that kind of thing. Me, I'm more worried about the Tsuchigumo. I've heard they've been showing up around Sai Road at night lately.
At night? Well, that's no surprise. At nighttime, they show up around Suzaku Avenue, too.
What? No, they don't. Come on, Kaido, tell them I'm right. I'm not sure.
Oh, no, you don't. The only sorts of Tsuchigumo Genji warrior needs to worry about are the big ones. It's the officer's job to handle the monsters that wander around Kyo at night, right?
Thanks for saying so. We don't usually divide the work up that neat and tidy, but yeah, that's basically right.
Oh, Kintoki. What about the steel monster?
Huh?
Is that the giant monster that walks around the night? The steel monster, a great hulking beast that wanders the streets of Kyo at night and that towers over the average person. That's it. You know the Inari shrine down the road from the palace? Well, my big sister said she saw it slipping out from the grounds there. Wait, are you talking about the one that I've been to? Kyoto Inari Shrine. I'm Googling it. Is this the one I went to? Yes it is. I've been to this one. Heck yeah. So there are monsters out there not even the great virtues of Inari can do anything about. Yikes, that's scary. Oh, you mean the shrine where they keep the Inari palanquin? Boy, we're using all the tough words today. What's a palanquin? Oh, that's the box they use. Yeah.
Palanquin.
Palanquin, yes. Box that they carry for people. Yeah, the bears, yeah. I think I've heard of that one. My cousin has a daughter who lives out near Nishiji Buju Alley. And she said a big steel monster shows up around midnight making weird creaking noises.
So how long has the steel monster been showing up? Has it always been around, or is this more of a recent thing?
I'm not sure. I think I heard about it yesterday, or maybe the day before. My sister said she saw it yesterday. Master.
We'd better look into it.
Yes, Master.
Well, then let's go check it out. Danzo, let Karuko know we'll be coming back late, will ya?
Understood. And she just into the sky, and everyone's like, is she the steel monster? She sounds kind of steel. But we're like, no, she's too short. Don't worry. It's the Inari Shrine. Again, I've been here. That's cool. So, we're definitely going to want a solid, strong rider on you. And we can switch you out then for you. Probably not going to be a servant that we got to deal with, but still. And we can actually switch this out now to this. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh god, here it comes. Oh, no, I'm going to hold it. Nope, I'm good. Okay. That was a close one. We could do another rider. We'll go with you, because then you're good with defense too. And we can switch you out for, you know what, we'll get another solid one of you guys. Let's go with single target could be useful here.
And that's a 12. Buster, strength, sure, that should be good. Alright, and we'll keep you in the back just in case you need some immediate stuff. Actually, can we go... That's fine. Just starting meters, good enough for us. Alright. Alright, it's nighttime now. So far there ain't been anything weird. Man, it's been forever since I had company at a stakeout. Now I feel like a detective in a cop show. Huh? I guess you're used to this sort of thing, Kintoki? Not as much as natural, officer. Catching thieves and looking for people's usually their thing. Our jobs deal with Oni trying to take over Kyo and to take out monsters like the great Tsuchigumo. We also exorcise ghosts that show up in temples and noble houses, take care of any stragglers who crop up from the rebellion in eastern Japan. Well, things like that, basically. But every now and then, we get jobs that involve taking a page from the officer's book like this. Jobs that involve laying low, hiding out, and investigating the truth behind a rumor or mystery. Though it's all a pain in the ass, there's just so many people out in the city. And any place with a lot of people seems like it always has more than its share of trouble. I think you don't care much for people. Nah, it ain't that. Did I mention I grew up on a mountain? It was Mount Ashigara, way off to the east in a place called Sagami, and of course there weren't any other people around. Only other things there were beasts, and more beasts, oh, and the occasional Oni, so I never saw this kind of thing back up on the mountain. There weren't any kids running around laughing, or mothers cooking, or men working. Like I said, there weren't any other people at all up there. So now I live in the city, and I see that sort of thing all the time. I've really come to love them. Not sure I'll ever really feel at home in the city, and I'm not too big on crowds. Still love those people anyway. I mean, I guess I like the way the beasts up on the mountain went about living their lives doing whatever they felt like too. But even though it's real similar, it ain't quite the same thing, is it? I guess the best way I can put it is they're different, but they're also not. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm back, Master. As you wished, I informed Lady Karuko that we would be returning late this evening. Great, thanks, Danzo. Also, on my way here, I ran a quick scan of the Inari Shrine grounds and the surrounding area, and discovered a small shrine over by the tall grass that leads directly to a natural cavern. Nice! Well, that's really, oh! Golden! Right, Tanner? So did we, in the past, teach him about Golden? Is this our fault? Did we get into a time loop with him? Could be the Steel Monsters base. Let's check it out. Hell yeah! Oh boy. So there's an underground cave out here in the Inari Shrine, huh? You're right, it does look like it was naturally formed. Wonder how far back it goes. Probably ain't that deep since I'm not feeling much in the way of wind, but... what do you know? I'm usually pretty dense when it comes to these sorts of things, but even I can tell there's something unusual here. Indeed, my sensors are detecting the same thing. This cavern may not be very deep, but it is located right on top of a ley line rich in magical energy. Right on top of a ley line, huh? I don't know anything about magical energy, but I can tell there's something ominous about this place. Perfect for Monster's Nest or an Omnioji's sacred fire. Does that mean this is a good place or a bad one? If Lady Mash were here, she could put down a summoning circle. But never mind that now. The important thing is, this cave would be a tremendous asset to any participant in the Holy Grail War. It would be an invaluable resource of magical energy for Master and Heroic Spirit alike, and for the Imperial Holy Grail War, it'd be a key strategic point for any caster. So that means... well, looks like we hit the jackpot on our first try. There's something in here. Could be monsters, or Oni, or Tsuchigumo. Hell, maybe it's even another visitor from another world. Here he comes. Magical energy signals detected up ahead. Measuring energy levels now. Whatever they are not servants. Oh? Mass-produced? Whoa! Yeah. It's been a while since we've seen one of you. So these things are the steel monsters those people were talking about? If Helter Skelters are here, then does that mean... interesting, these things really are made of solid steel. They may look like it, but they ain't sets of armor.
We haven't heard of names, so they aren't masters. So I guess that means you got ourselves some casters? No, they themselves are not casters. I suspect they are familiars, or perhaps clones. Here they come. Did not think we would have those. I completely forgot that there was mass... Like, I remember that you fight the mass-produced ones, but I completely forgot that they are, like, specifically meant to be from, you know, from Babbage. Oh, and Shadow Babbage. Interesting. Okay. And he's not right, because he's not Saber. I forgot that. Okay, so let's just start then with... Give you that. We'll go 1, 2, 3 for now. Let's get started. One of you could just lightly tap Gil. Lightly tap him, please. Little Gil. Little Gil. No? Okay. Well, we got yours here. Yeah, we can do Gil into them. So let's go with this. We don't want... You know what? Don't attack her, because we want to not do that. I don't need to do that right now. We'll save that. We'll go 1, 2... Or let's go 2, 3 to get Meteor with you, because we're going to need to do as much as we can to you. Okay. Decent damage. Not bad. Thank you. Wonder. So we'll. I wonder, because if he's a Shadow Servant. Wow. Okay. Does Shadow Servant count as anti-servant? We'll have to see. I mean, I might have had the answer to that at some point, but I've completely forgot it. And actually, we can do that with you. And we can go 1, 2... Do we have, I could have gained Meteor. I forgot about that. That's fine. We'll go... Should we do a full combo? Let's do a full combo instead. Yeah. Do as much as we can to you. Because especially if he's going to be healing them. That was the loudest explosion I've ever heard in a video game. Why? Why are the sound effects suddenly so much louder? Oh, invincible. Don't... Does yours break invincible, or am I crazy? I am crazy. Is it one turn or what? Yeah, 1 turn. Okay. So in that case, let's spend this turn doing this instead. Gain a bit of meter with you. Should kill. Yep. Okay. Why are your sound effects so loud, bro? Why are your sound effects so loud, bro? Jeez. Every time. Getting assaulted by sound. Pop a quick heal all, because we got that on them. Let's go 1. And then we'll go 2, 3. I wonder if we actually have to kill them all. We'll have to see. In general, the sound effects sound way too loud. Maybe when it updated, it accidentally put them all up. Is this going to be battle over? Nope, we still got these guys to deal with. That's fine. Let's just go 1, 2, 3. If it was like 20, that'd be annoying. But I can handle these guys at this number. This output. Easy peasy. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Nice, big crits. Overkill.
kill you. We got 2 left. We're gonna have like another shadow one at the end. Nope, just regular. Sounds good, sounds good. Do this. Oh yeah, that's not doing enough to kill anyways. Okay. See, these guys aren't too loud. What was up with that? Let's go 1, 2, 3. Good, and then lasers, and then soup. Well, that's not a suplex. I don't know what that is. Alright. You okay? Game? There we go. Nothing's been bad as what it was when we first got back in. I think it's just because there was literally too many people playing on the day that it updated. Oh, they stopped. Well, that was weirdly easy. Were those things illusions or something? I believe they were either familiars or clones, as I originally suspected. So they were Shikigami, huh? Sure, let's just go with that. Something like that. This cavern may not lie right on the intersection between all the city's ley lines, but is abundant in dense magical energy. It would be a tremendous asset for a caster. It would also be the perfect nest for certain types of monsters. I expect the caster who discovered this cave likely placed those things here to ward off unwelcome creatures. Gotcha. Oh, those things weren't nearly enough to take down a master, so it makes a lot of sense if they were being used for pest control instead. Those were helter-skelters. Yes. Oh yeah, you said that before, too. What are those? I'm guessing they're Charles Babbage's familiars. Babbage? Now that's a foreign name if I ever heard one. What's he like? Where's he from? Is he one of your allies from Caldia? Or is he a caster from a foreign land like I'm guessing? I'm not entirely sure how to describe him, but you may think of him as a caster. However, even if he is the same heroic spirit we know, he would be a completely different person now that he's been summoned to this time and place. Huh? My apologies. Charles Babbage is indeed a caster. He is a heroic spirit who made a mark on humanity in the distant, well, considering a turn time period, I guess it would be the distant future. And we do indeed know his name and what he looks like at Caldia. Huh, okay. He's a genius mathematician who invented the difference engine. Difference engine? What's that? Basically, he's a heroic spirit who dreamed of a different world. Huh. A different world. The difference engine would later be developed further into the analytical engine. I am told it was a landmark invention that enabled people to perform calculations well beyond human capability, which in turn led to great cultural developments. Lord Babbage hoped to use it to bring about a new chapter in human history. Turns out he invented the internet, and it was bad. But that dream never came to pass. Huh, okay. A cruel twist of fate prevented Lord Babbage from completing the difference engine in his lifetime. But inspired by his ideals, humanity would go on to create devices of equal capability, which they used to achieve incredible things. Now, the Lord Babbage who has materialized as a heroic spirit dreams of another historical timeline, a hypothetical world where he succeeded at completing the difference engine. Alternatively, it may be that Lord Babbage is able to see the pruning theoretical phenomenon. The pruning theoretical phenomenon? Oh, right, the pruning theoretical phenomenon. I remember now. I think you mentioned that when you guys were telling me your story. Let's see, I think the pruning theoretical phenomenon means futures that could have happened if circumstances were different. I knew it. As long as human history remains human history, there will always be tomorrows that can never become today. Thus, it is the fate of humanity that all tomorrows which will never be a part of the chronicle theoretical phenomenon will be pruned away. Gotcha. Well, not really. But basically, you're saying this guy was inscribed in humanity for doing something he never actually managed to do. And now he gets summoned to time periods different from his own while still dreaming his old dreams, right? Well, that's one of the saddest things I've heard in a long time. Almost as sad as that puppy who cried when he went to go eat the cotton candy, but then he put it in the water and then it disappeared. Or like, that was a raccoon. That was a raccoon?! Yeah, man. Yeah, it wasn't a dog at all, dude. Oh, perfect timing, because, yeah, we're done here. Boy, this is, yeah, we're back to Long's story. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time for some more Let's Play Fate Grand Order as we head on to the second part of Steel Diaries. We'll see you then for that. Ciao.